my name.
Yeah, I've had an ID made in your name.
In my name?
Yeah.
And you opened a checking account in my name?
No.
No. Then why would you have had an ID made in my name? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, do you have a warrant for arrest? Well, no, I don't. Well, what's your name? Michael Tuckner.
Why would you do that?
I didn't want to get arrested.
Wait, you asked him why would you do it, and he said he would do it because he doesn't want to get arrested?
Right, with his own name.
Well, okay, I'll have to ask him what's wrong with his own name. Jeff is here with us today, and he's been listening backstage. Jeff, please come on out. You told him you didn't want to get arrested. That's why you used his name. I don't get that.
I just had warrants for my arrest.
You who you really are, right?
Excuse me?
You who you really are, Jeff,
Yeah.
were wanted by the police?
Yes.
So, in order to be arrested, you took his name.
Yeah, that's true, but part of it, what you said, was not true. You say you have no criminal background history? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, so even though I had a check run on you, you have never had no child molestations or criminal sexual misconducts.
Okay, they warned me he was going to talk about this backstage, and all I got to say is that and $10 will get you a hit of acid. They told me you were going to have this stuff.
Well, wait.
I was informed of
They
that.
told me he was...
Let me ask Jeff something. Jeff, if 3 people are using this man's name,
There's more than that.
more than 3 using it? How many people are using his name?
There's just more than that. I can't really say too much on it.
Oh, boy, I'm sorry,
I gotta
Mike.
say- can I
This
say
is
2
really
things?
bad. But somewhere along, one of them has a record for something that they did.
What's
Child
that?
molestation or something. That isn't you, is it?
No, I don't know what the heck. He's making that up completely. I've got a copy of my criminal record right here. And all these things are things that Jason Stubbs had done for fleeing a police officer, for all these other different...
Spent summers together.
Yep, this is probably 1979, 1980. We just grew up together from a campground in Bolton, Mass.
And your best friend for 14 years?
Best and closest friend.
What did he do?
That was in '89. We were going to Florida for 2 weeks. We got a credit card bill in the mail for $1,300, and I had no idea what it was. And I called up the store to find out what it was, and they told me somebody went in there, 6'3", 240 pounds, went in and bought $1,300 worth of stuff and said it was me. I had to go prove who I was, went down there, described my friend to a T. Asked my friend if he did it or not. He told me he didn't do it. He put me down as a credit reference.
He said, there's been a mistake. I just used you as a credit reference.
Right, and so I went back down there, and I showed a wedding video to the lady at the store, and she told me that was him who did it. And he said I didn't do it, I used it as a credit reference. So from then on, in 88, 89, that's when it's been going on. And I've been getting bills in the mail for missing court defaults and warrants of speeding, anything from stolen goods to an undercover police officer, and it just doesn't stop. Right now, he's in jail.
He is.
Yes.
Are you, is he in jail for what he did to you?
No, he's not.
What's he in jail for?
In Massachusetts, there's no such laws about impersonating anybody.
What?
There is not.
In the state of Massachusetts,
There's
it
no
is
such
not illegal to impersonate
No.
someone.
Not at all.
Is it illegal to commit a crime and then use the other I guess it's illegal to commit the crime anyhow, so using the name,
Like
that
what he would do is he'd get arrested for, say, breaking and entering, or anything from receiving stolen goods to police officer. He'd get mugshot, ID'd, everything as me, but it's him. But then I'd have to go identify who I am, and then I clean my record, then all it is just given to him.
Your record cleaned is given to him.
Exactly.
So if you clean your record, he's got a clean record.
Right.
Okay, how much, are you in financial trouble? Story. When did you first realize someone was pretending to be you?
Well, it started in August of '92. I got home from work about 9:30 one night and opened up the mail, and there was an $1,800 bill from Neiman Marcus, and I hadn't used my Neiman Marcus charge card in over a year. So then 2 days later, I received a $2,000 Nordstrom's bill, and I called both stores, and they said that the charges were made in Southern California, and it happened to be on a day that I was working. So I filled out forms, and they closed out my account.
Did you live in Southern California?
No, I lived in Virginia.
So you weren't in Southern California in those stores in those days?
No, I
Okay.
was working the weekend these charges occurred. So they closed my accounts, and they absorbed the loss, which, by the way, we all pay for in higher prices. In December, I went to renew my driver's license, and in Virginia, we have an express DMV where you can handle these matters very quickly. So I went to the express DMV, and the guy...
DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles.
Department of Motor Vehicles, right. And the guy said, I can't renew your license. It's been surrendered to another state. I'm like, wait a minute. I've got it right here. He said, you have to go to full service. So I went to the full service DMV. They pulled up my driving record. Yes, there it was. Surrendered to another state, but they couldn't tell me what it was. Since I had the original in my hand, they just reissued my driver's license. I hadn't connected the two yet. In May, I received a letter from some attorneys in Orange County, California, advising me that they had filed a civil judgment against me in Orange County, California, on behalf of this apartment owner. And I wrote them back and said, whoa, wrong girl. And they wrote back and said, no, Carol J. Anderson, Social Security number 397-406-353. So I wrote them back and said, send me a photocopy of the ID.
Were ruined when strangers, or in one case, best friend, stole their identity. Now, this is Tammy. Tammy's life was turned upside down when someone she considered a good friend stole her money, diamond ring, and if that isn't enough, her identity. What happened?
Well, to begin with, she's not only my friend, but I've raised her son that'll be 13 years old this year since infancy. It began when
So when we say know your friends, a man or woman is known by the company she keeps. You've known her how long?
for going on 13 years.
Gosh, that's long enough.
Yeah, I thought. I didn't really get to know her until this past year when she's stolen my identity, all the things that she's done to me. I invited her in my home because she was pregnant and wanted to terminate a pregnancy. I let her come into the house for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, her mother notified me after she left. She left her clothes and everything. It was fly-by-night because she had stolen from me. Her mother notified me that she had been arrested in Orange County, Florida for shoplifting. That's where it began. I went over there. I was fingerprinted, mugshot, treated like a criminal.
You were?
Mm-hmm. I had to clear my name. I have to carry a paper around stating that
I'm not who I am.
I am who I am. She's not who
Who she is.
After that, she has gotten jobs from different companies.
5 years, one of my all-time favorite guests. He is now an investigative reporter. Mike, we know that cases like these are common, but these three people have gone FBI, they've gone Social Security, they've done everything. What are they doing wrong, and who do you go to?
Well, you know, it's a terrible thing to say, but the bureaucracy in this country is so ridiculous that it's the squeaky wheel that gets the oil. You know, you really have to scream and yell, and you have to go down in person. And I just want to say one thing to you.